3,000 followers on Instagram in just under a year. And the reason I am filming on my iPhone with the forward-facing camera in this particular spot is because this is where it happened. And it's sort of the first rule and message to you all that I want to send is that you can do it from anywhere just using your smartphone. It doesn't have to be an iPhone, you just have to have the will and a little bit of tech to get started. And yeah, so I'm a model in New York City and a content creator now. And about a year and a half ago, I decided to post every day on social media to build a following. And that is because the industry at the time was slowing down in modeling. There wasn't as many jobs going on. There was the writer strike, and I've done some acting as well. So that was slow. So I needed something to do that I felt proactive and I could work on every day. Because a lot of modeling and acting, you're just sitting back and waiting for opportunities to come your way from your agents or casting directors to discover you. And the reason I mentioned my career is because it'll give you context of what kind of content I put out there, but you really don't have to be in the entertainment industry or a model in order to post, and in fact, what I tell everyone is that you should be posting content regardless of the industry you're in, because really what it is, it's a PR tool to get your message and who you are out there to the world. And it's, I think, the most valuable tool you have in your arsenal because everyone has an iPhone for the most part or a smartphone, and everyone has a room, hopefully, that you can film in. And if you don't, then maybe, well, you probably do because you're watching this. So let's talk about some of the practical steps on how to gain a big following. And then also, we'll talk more about the philosophical and psychological messages and reasons in order for you not only to grow a page, but why you should actually grow a page. So how I did it is I started with 3,000 followers on Instagram. And a buddy gave me a tip that you should post daily reels in your niche for basically a year in order to grow a following. So that's what I did. I started by just posting the most random forward-facing reels on Instagram, starting with just what I was doing that day and styling my outfits. And what I found was if you speak directly to camera like I'm doing right now, and you're just honest about where you are in life and what you're doing, those videos tend to do a lot better than if you try to really curate or edit your life or find that perfect clip of you smizing in a certain way or looking good. I think people can see that it's inauthentic in a way because you're trying to edit what your life is compared to just speaking to camera, cut, speaking again, cut, and continuing forward. So that's the first step is if you want to grow a social media channel quickly, you have to have the courage just to open up in front of camera and put yourself out there. So that is truly, I think, the hardest part, and a lot of people that I consult with or friends or colleagues that ask me how to grow a channel, it's because they're sort of stuck at that point. And I understand it's hard to watch yourself on camera. It's hard to listen to yourself. I've heard because your voice sounds deeper in your head, and then when you listen to it back, you hear how it actually sounds, which is slightly higher pitched. So that can be hard to hear. It's hard to, it's easy to be tough on yourself if it's your first time on camera because you're used to looking at people that are so good at it, whether it's on Netflix or television. People are very polished and good at what they do and have been doing it for years. So you're comparing your first video of you putting yourself out there to professionals that have done it for decades. However, this can be your competitive advantage because people can tell if you're a beginner, and if you have something important to say, you can be a trusted source because you're not trying to necessarily get anything out of it. You're just trying to share your truth compared to someone who's more polished. You perhaps don't know what their agenda is because the veneer can cover up some of those blemishes or their intentions even. So that's the first part, is you need to be comfortable with putting yourself out there. The second part is to have the discipline just to do the same thing every day. Now, for creative people that maybe are more interested in posting on social media anyway, this can be tricky because if you're open to experience, which means your personality trait is higher in openness, you want to do this and then you see another shiny toy and you want to play with that shiny toy. And believe me, I am like this a lot. That's probably why my videos are so random. So if you want to be an artist, you want to be a content creator, you have to create some type of boundaries for yourself to operate within. And that's very important. You can't be sort of a jack of all trades and play with a ton of different mediums in art at first. You have to stick to one thing and try to just iterate on that because that's how you can improve. So that brings me to the, I guess, second or third point is you want to try to improve with every piece of video or content you put out there. And it doesn't have to be a huge improvement. It just has to be, I would say, a conscious decision to make one thing a little better. You know, that's it. You don't have to get an Oscar or a million views for every new video you put out or a million more views. It's just about maybe I'm gonna be a little more expressive in this video and try to speak a little more clearly. That could be a 10% improvement of your video that gets you a little more views or a little more following, or it could be make that video a little more interesting. And if you do that daily, you're gonna see progress very quickly. It's sort of like the analogy, a 1 degree turn in a giant ship will change the direction, you know, immensely. So you're sort of that in life. You're just doing 1 degree shifts, trying to improve your life. And if you keep trying to do that every day, you're going to end up somewhere amazing. So yeah, those are some good key practical points. I would say also experiment, be open to trying new videos and putting out things that maybe scare you a little bit or test your own kind of boundaries. I say this because the whole idea about posting is sort of expanding yourself. You're doing something new, you're gonna get feedback from random strangers throughout the world, and you have to embrace that because that's how you improve, is because you get feedback from people actually witnessing your art and or content, and then you take that in. You don't have to accept all of the changes or people's thoughts on you because a lot of them are more or less wanting to get a response out of you, and that's okay. But it's good to pay attention to those comments to a certain point. But ultimately, you really have to just listen to what your own internal dialogue is saying and then trust that voice because people are watching your content. You're not posting content to ultimately look at the comments. You're posting because it's something you want to be doing and will help your career. So after you're posting every day reels, videos, because videos are more dynamic and really show who you are compared to just a photo, you'll start to notice some videos outperforming others. So let's say you posted for a month, a video every day, and you notice maybe 2 of the videos outperform the other, maybe 10x. So for simple math, let's say 28 of your 30 videos received around 100 or 200 views, and 2 of them received, let's say, 1,000 views or 2,000 views. It's important to look at those 2 videos and understand why they were outliers, because there's probably something you did unconsciously that made the video more interesting or attention grabbing. And it's important to note that thing because that's a little nugget of information on how your videos could do better in the future. So for example, for me, I've created this kind of template where it's a food fit, where I dress like particular food items and then go out and eat those items. And it all started because I styled these pair of pants that were skinny fit. They were tapered. So I called them offhand my skinny vanilla latte pants. So then I was like, okay, I kind of look like a coffee. I'm just gonna say this is my skinny vanilla latte fit. Um, and just off of that one comment, someone asked if I could dress like a matcha frappuccino. Um, and I saw in another person's video that when they respond to someone's comment as the hook, meaning the beginning of the video, that's what made the video very interesting, because you're engaging with your audience and then you're fulfilling their wish or request. So I just took that comment, put it in the front of the video, read the comment, can you dress like a matcha frappuccino? And then styled an outfit around it and went and got a matcha frappuccino. And just based on that little hook, I got, I think, 6 million views. And that really garnered, I don't know, gosh, 20, 30,000 followers just based off that one post. And then I repeated that process. So the whole idea about experimenting and posting every day is to find those outliers, those 2 videos that outperform the others, and then repeat that type of video until, I guess, you fine tune it. And part of that is you want to constantly experiment, but sort of narrow down your boundaries until you find something you're good at. I always say it's a Venn diagram, something you're good at, something you're comfortable putting out there, and something that your audience responds to. So you want to live right in between those circles of what you find interesting, what you feel comfortable putting out there, and what the audience responds to. And if you're able to niche it down and find what that is, you're going to be successful. And that is regardless of what you do in life. If you're a plumber, electrician, painter, you build houses, you model, you're a lawyer, anyone can do this. And if you're interested in progressing your career and perhaps you're stagnant or stuck at one point, content creation can be the thing that changes your life. So those are some of the practical reasons. You can look at other videos on how to actually create these things. I use CapCut and just my iPhone and edit everything on my phone just so it's mobile. I can do it all in one place and then post it. Some people use nice DSLR cameras and put it in Adobe Premiere, export it, and then upload it. Do whatever you need to. I would just say use the resources you already have. So for me, I have this beautiful sliding glass door in my bedroom, and it provides good light. My closet's right here, so it's easy for me to film videos, change, get ready for the day, and then exit here and just post. So find a setup that you can use every day that's not going to change, that you already have, and just start doing it. It's really what you need to be doing and what I have to continually advise myself to do. So taking that information and going to YouTube, I'm a beginner again. So I gained a good following on Instagram. Now I want to do the same thing on YouTube because I feel YouTube is the next challenge and progression in my career. So part of the reason why I'm making this video is to remind myself of all of these things. So you can look up other practical ways on how to do it. Hello, Kate. Hey, how's it going? Oh yeah, I'm doing this live because sometimes if I go down to record a video, I want to be too perfect in it. I want to sound smart and make it really edited. So I figured if I do it live, then I just have one take to get everything I'm feeling and thinking about out. So that's the practical reason why I'm being live. Okay, so from a philosophical standpoint, why to post and create content, and then how to basically get yourself to do it every day. And I believe it's more of a psychological, philosophical mindset that you need to achieve, and then it'll happen in the world, rather than I guess it being something where you need to be more disciplined or like I don't know, I just believe it starts from within and then it comes out. Uh, so I like to use this compass method where, let's say you're in the middle of the compass and there's a north and a south. The north is your ideal life in the future, and the south is something you're running away from. So, sort of like a carrot and a stick, and you're right in the middle. So, you really should think about what your ideal life will be, or what your ideal day should be. And then think about something you do not want to do, something that you're horrified of, or you know that you'd be super unhappy and it wouldn't help anyone if you're doing. So think about those things. So for me, um, I didn't want to be in a corporate job doing corporate marketing or, you know, have 2 weeks vacation. And there's nothing wrong with these things, just not for me. And then for me, I wanted to create artwork. I wanted to put something I'm interested out in the world and have unlimited freedom. And then in high school, I remember I wanted to move to New York because I wanted to do something in mass media, but that's about how clear the picture was. Um, so yeah, it's good to frame that in your mind. That way you have a direction of where you want to go. So once you have something you're chasing and running away from, it kind of orients yourself into what you should be doing. So for me, I know I wanted that freedom. So as a model and a content creator or aspiring content creator, that means I need to be doing it every day. Because if I don't, then I'm one step closer where I have to do a corporate job. Uh, and look, in life, there's going to be stress, there's going to be pain, it's going to be hard. But I think the one decision we have is what pain, stress, and hard work we want to be doing. And it's much better psychologically if we make that decision than it being kind of forced upon us. There's been a ton of studies where soldiers and people develop PTSD way more when they're attacked rather than sort of doing the attacking. It's because of the shock to your system of realizing someone wants to hurt you compared to you controlling the situation. And even if like the situation is the same or it's a traumatic situation where it's violent or scary, it's much better to be the one in the seat making the decision. And that's what this kind of method of orienting your life helps you do. You really want to make sure that you're thinking about what you want to be doing every day and then trying to do that as much as possible. So psychologically, I would recommend thinking about what your ideal life is and then doing that life. It sounds so simple, but if you think, well, oh, and one other part to it is you want to do something that benefits you every day, and then something that benefits your spouse every day, and then something benefits your family, and then the broader community. So that's one axis, like let's say the x-axis, and the y-axis is the time, or vice versa. So the y-axis is those people, x-axis is the time. So you want to be over time doing things that benefit you and the society around you. So that's just having more of a positive outlook on your life and psychologically, and that will help not only you create the meaning in your life, but it'll keep you away from the bad distractions and things. So if you think about those things deeply about your own life, regardless of your career, I think you'll find and realize the same lessons that I'm realizing, is that content creation is a big part of that. Because if you're able to find a solution or something that is interesting in your own life, what content does is it's a microphone or a megaphone to the world to share your personal anecdotal story about how you improved your life and to put it out there to the masses. I experience that whenever I go live on Instagram or TikTok or now YouTube, because people from around the world will be listening and tuning in. So there'll be people from Australia, the Philippines, the United States, here in New York. And it's amazing because it's allowing you to connect with like people from around the world, and almost space doesn't doesn't matter. It doesn't exist because we're automatically transmitting to wherever the other person that you're trying to connect with is from around the world. So yeah, it's an amazing piece of technology. It can change your life. It's changed my life. It's really changed, and I guess it's made me realize who I am more as a person. And I think that's uh, really what life is about, is self-actualization. It's understanding yourself and your place in the world and how you can help other people. And I think social media is one of the best tools to do that. So if you found this interesting at all, or have any questions about what I said, or want me to further articulate something, because I'm sure I didn't explain it 100% correctly, please comment below and let me know. And let me know if you're interested in these types of videos or lives, because I'll do them more. It's, I think, the easiest way to get 20 minutes of talking and information out there, because believe me, long form is a lot harder for me than short form. So I'm struggling to put together 20 minutes of editing, so I felt like I could just talk to you guys for 20 minutes. Anyway, so that's how I went from 3,000 followers on Instagram to 275,000. In summation, which I probably should have done at the beginning. Post every day, be consistent, look and to see what works, and really just keep going. And once you find something that goes viral, an idea that you love to produce, that people get a lot of benefit out of, keep doing that one thing and just keep plugging away. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you do tune in, I don't know when you're gonna see this. It's live right now, but I guess on YouTube it gets posted and then you can watch it at your leisure. So thanks.